President Barack Obama wrapped up his historic visit to China on Wednesday by meeting with Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao and visiting the Great Wall of China. It follows a presidential summit between Obama and Chinese President Hu Jintao on Tuesday, at which the American president announced that both sides agree Iran must show its nuclear program is peaceful and transparent. Iran's nuclear program, which Western powers have said appears to be for the production of nuclear weapons, a charge Iran denies, was among a number of issues on the table during Obama's trip to China. Chinese currency was another hot-button topic discussed by the two leaders. At a joint press conference in Beijing, US President Barack Obama urged a reluctant China to let the renminbi rise in value. Obama is under pressure back home to push China to accept a rise in the value of the currency, which many consider to be undervalued. Critics in the US blame the imbalance in trade between the two nations on the value of the yuan and accused Beijing of currency manipulation. China has always denied the charge. President Hu, meanwhile, emphasized the need to avoid trade protectionism at the summit in a reference to China's irritation over new US tariffs on Chinese-made tires, steel pipes and other products. Heavy snows have wreaked havoc in eastern China's Anhui province, inflicting more than $100 million worth of damage. The snowstorms have affected more than 1 million people in 8 cities in Anhui, forcing the relocation of more than 3,000 people and leading to the collapse of nearly 400 houses. Similar weather also caused around $20 million worth of damage in the central province of Hubei. Snowstorms there have affected 1.2 million residents, damaging more than 1,500 homes and forcing thousands to relocate. 3 primary school students have died and 5 more have been left injured following a road accident in the southern province of Yunnan. The accident happened yesterday afternoon as a local pickup truck rammed into students on bicycles. 2 students died at the scene and 1 died later in hospital. The truck driver was arrested after running from the scene. Police say they are investigating the cause of the accident. A Chinese economist has warned that the country's soaring property prices and equities were signs of asset bubbles owing to excessive liquidity. The Economic Information Daily reported Tuesday that Wu Jinglian, an expert with the Development Research Center of China's State Council, said excessive lending and liquidity would be a long-term problem for the economy rather than liquidity shortages and weak demand. A total of $1.3 trillion in new loans were pumped into the economy in the first 10 months, based on a moderately loose monetary policy, far exceeding the government's target of just over $700 million for the entire year. Chinese Foreign Minister Yang Jiechi will fly to Japan tomorrow at the invitation of his Japanese counterpart, Katsuya Okada. China's foreign ministry said the two sides will exchange views on Sino-Japanese relations, as well as international and regional issues of common concern. The grandchildren of the late Chinese leader Mao Zedong and his rival for control of China, Chiang Kai-shek, have met for the first time. Mao's granddaughter, Kong Dong-mei, met Zhongqiang as she visited Taiwan as part of a delegation to promote cultural and educational ties. The meeting between Zhongqiang and Ms. Kong is seen as an indication of improving ties between the mainland and Taiwan. She is believed to be the first of Mao's offspring to visit the island. And China has reiterated that it will continue its all-out efforts to free the crew of the De Xinhai bulk vessel. This comes in response to news that Somali pirates have freed a Spanish trawler and its 36 crew members after a $3.3 million ransom was paid. The Chinese vessel was seized in the Indian Ocean on October 19th and has around 76,000 tonnes of coal as well as 25 crew members on board. Little else is known about the negotiation process, but it's not unusual for governments to pay the ransom demanded. The De Xinhai is one of at least 13 ships known to be currently under the control of Somali pirates. And that's the BON News headlines for now, but we'll be back with more news after this.